Hi there, and welcome to another RCI tutorial video. In this video, we'll give you a brief overview of the main dashboard of your RCI account. And just to mention now at the start, we're not going to complete any specific tasks in this video, as we have separate videos for each of the different tasks that you can complete. This video is just to provide you with a general overview of your main dashboard so you have a good sense of what's on it. Now, I've already logged into an RCI user account that was set up just for this video, and we'll be starting from the main dashboard. So the screen I'm seeing here is the first screen you'll see when you log in, though the information on this page, such as your account name and service, will be different. So this page is the main dashboard, and if you think of it a bit like the dashboard of a car. So a car dashboard has lots of different buttons, and those buttons do different things when you push them. The RCI dashboards are very similar to this. There are different buttons that do different things when you click on them. So, starting from the top of the page, if we go up here to the top left, we have this AA button that looks a bit like a ribbon with the plus and minus symbols. These will appear on all of the RCI account pages, as well as on the RCI itself when you're completing it. The plus button will increase the size of the text on the screen, while the minus button will decrease the size of the text. If you want to reset the text back to the default size, you can click on the letters AA. So, moving over then to the top right, we have the Logout button, which again looks a bit like a ribbon. When you're logged into your account, this will always be at the top right, and it will be here on every page. So to log out at any time, all you have to do is click on it. Moving down the page then, just below the RCI logo, we have this page heading My Dashboard, and this just shows that this is your dashboard. Below this page heading, you'll see the account name that you chose when you created your account and the name of the service you're tied in with. So for me, we have Spider-Man as my account name and the service RCI Video Tutorial Service number 2, which I created just to use for these videos. So moving further down the page, we have these green buttons, which we call the main navigational buttons. This just means they're the buttons you're most likely to use to complete different tasks and navigate through your dashboard. Wherever you are within your account, these will always appear, so you have quick access to them when needed. As mentioned earlier, we won't be going through the actual steps involved with any of these tasks you can complete by clicking on these buttons, because there are separate videos for each one. We're just going to go through a very general overview of what they do. So, starting from the left here, we have the Start a New RCI button. This is the button you'll click when you want to start completing the RCI. The Print RCI Workbook button brings you to a new page where you'll be able to print the whole RCI workbook, as well as printing specific sections within the workbook. So if you want to do this, it would be useful to check that the computer you're using is connected to a printer. Next, we have this Edit My Details and Preferences button. After clicking this button, you get to a page where you can change the password for your account. Then we have the Add/Edit Email Preferences button. This one lets you add an email address for your account or change the email address you've already entered. Next, we have this Helpful Resources button. When you click this, it will bring you to a page where there will be a number of resources available to you that are designed to help you use the RCI. For example, you'll find links to the different tutorial videos. The Account Records button is here as one of a number of security features built into the RCI. Basically, any changes that you make to your own account, for example changing your password, are permanently recorded in the account records shown to you when you click on this button. This just creates a record for you of the actions that you complete within your own RCI account, and it's regarded as best practice to have this type of feature built in. Moving down here then, we have this Your RCI History table. This table presents you with some information about all of the RCIs that you have completed, as well as ones that you've started but haven't finished yet. So for this user account that I've set up for these videos, I've completed the RCI twice. So we can see here in this RCI number column, we have number 1 for my first completion and number 2 for my second completion. Moving over then, we have the date that I started each of these RCIs and the date that I finished them. You'll notice that for the first RCI I completed, I started it on the 21st of February and then completed it on the 25th of February. The reason the dates are different here is because I used the take a break option for this RCI completion. This is something you can do when you're within the RCI itself and giving your answers to the RCI statements. As the name suggests, the take a break option allows you to take a break from completing the RCI so you can come back to finish it off later on the same day you started it or on a completely different day. Now the one thing to highlight is that while you can take as many breaks as you want, from the time you first started a new RCI, you have to finish it within 1 week. So if you started the RCI on, say, a Monday, you would have to come back and have it finished by the end of the following Monday. If you started it on a Wednesday, you'd have until the following Wednesday to finish it off. Also, please make sure to let your facilitator know when you take a break, and let them know if you plan to come back another day to finish it off, so they can arrange a time that will suit you both. So, moving over here then to the action column, you'll see we have these View Your Profile buttons. These buttons appear as soon as you finish completing the RCI. And when you click on one, you'll be brought to the profile for that particular completion of the RCI. So for me, if I click the View Your Profile button here for my first completion of the RCI, I'd be brought to my own personalized profile for this first completion. If I clicked this View Your Profile button, I'd be brought to my personalized profile for my second RCI completion. So then, moving over to the last column here, the Compare Profiles column, we have these Select to Compare buttons. These buttons are here so that you can click on 2 of them and then be brought to a profile page where the 2 RCIs you chose are compared to each other side by side. You could use these comparison profiles in different ways. For example, you might be interested to see if there have been any changes in your life over time. Or, after completing the RCI a second time, you may be interested to see if some things in your life are still as present as they were when you first completed the RCI. There are different ways you may decide to review your profiles, and this is completely up to you. Now, the final thing to point out about your dashboard is that when you click on any of these buttons, 2 new buttons will appear here and over here. I'll show you what these look like by clicking on the Add/Edit Email Preferences button. So on the left, we have the Go Back button, and on the right, we have the Main Dashboard button. The Go Back button brings you back to the last page you were on. It basically brings you back 1 page at a time. The main dashboard button brings you back to the main dashboard no matter what page you are on. At this particular point, both of these buttons will bring you back to the same place, the main dashboard. But there are some tasks that you can complete that mean you will go through 2 or 3 pages on your dashboard. So it is at those points where these buttons become more useful, as you may want to just go back 1 page at a time using the Go Back button here, or go straight back to the main dashboard by using the main dashboard button here. Okay, so that's us for this video. As always, we hope it's been useful to you. Remember, this was just a brief overview of your main dashboard. Each of the different buttons and tasks that you can complete within your own dashboard are explained in much more detail in separate tutorial videos. And you can access these videos by clicking on the Helpful Resources button here. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to talk with a local RCI facilitator who will be able to answer your question or get an answer for you.